Hello and welcome to a very exciting daily from Durafly today. This is the release daily for the Durafly P-40N. Now this has been a long time coming. I know that, I apologize for that, but it's all for a very good reason. The reason being we wanted to give you a very good product indeed. And as you can see, it is in fact stunning. This is 1100mm wingspan. It has a 35-36 900 kV motor. It's got servos all pre-installed, of course. It's plug and fly. Now this is for 6 to an optional 7 channel. The 7th channel being the bomb drop, which I'll show you in just a minute. It also has twist and turn retracts. They're metal trunnion and they are of course electric, but more importantly they are 100-degree retracts. It's the first time a model of this size has ever had 100-degree twist and turn retracts. Big plus, very good for ground handling, and it looks very cool as well. Obviously you've got rudder, elevator and ailerons and throttle. Then of course there's the flaps, they're beautiful, I'll show you those in just a minute. And then what you get in the box actually is many options. You see here in front of me all done up in the American scheme. This is the Lulabelle scheme from the Pacific Theatre. Well, in fact it doesn't come out the box like that. It comes out the box just plain green and grey, and if you just bear with me a second, we have a few other decal options right out of the box. We actually have British, Australian, Dutch East Indies and Russian, as well as the Americans. Now if I refer to the manual, this is a fully comprehensive manual that's included. You'll see very nice illustrations for applying, for application of these decals. There's the American one, there's the start of the British one and the British again, the Russian scheme, the Dutch again, and then of course the Australian scheme and the smaller markings for those extra fine scale touches. Why so many schemes? Well, we wanted to pay homage to the fact that the P-40N saw a lot of service with a lot of different countries, hence the 5 selections of schemes we included in the box. These are vinyl type and they are easy and straightforward to apply. They just take a little bit of time. That is all detailed in the instruction manual and the product profile that you can see on an annotation at the end of this video too, in which I'll go through all the full assembly and the full application of decals. Now other cool features, obviously it's got nice scale details, but some things you might not know. We've reduced the size of panel lines. If you look at the panel lines around the model, you'll notice that they're actually much more finer than they've ever been before. Also the finish, this is a new type of paint that we're using and it finishes beautifully. It's very smooth, and in fact the overriding comment I get from people when I show this in public is that they just can't believe it's foam because it looks that good. Also you've got carbon fiber reinforcement throughout. If I lift it up you can see the underside of the wing, just as sexy on the underside. You'll see that it's got actually carbon throughout the wing in 2 main spars. It's got carbon reinforcement in the control surfaces as well, and it's basically a very strong and sturdy model. It's a little bit heavier. It is heavier. It is the heaviest model in the Durafly range, but it does fly with that weight very well, so it very much flies like a warbird. Now the setup on this is 3 to 4S. If you are looking for pure warbird scale type performance, you can happily run this on a 3S. Anything from a 60 to 65C. However, if you're looking for a little bit more, and I can't blame you if you are, I personally like flying it on this one, there is the 4S pack. Anything from, well actually 4S is just a 2200, but it's a 25 to 30C. The reason that we're suggesting those C rating differences is the weight. A high C 2200 3S is essentially the same weight as a lower C 2200 4S, so there's no real penalty there. Now if I lift up the hatch here, that is where the battery sits, and as you can see I've actually got battery plugged in. Bear in mind I have got the throttle kill switch on, so this is not a problem now. The receiver, your 6 to 7 channel, 7 channel if you want to use the bomb drop, is installed right at the back here. Very clean, very easy access. Battery goes in and is detailed, the precise installation of the battery in the manual, and then the hatch just goes back on like so. Now whilst we've got the model here, and as it is live apart from the motor, I can show you a few things. First of all, let's do that bomb drop. Let's see if I can catch it. This is on the 7th channel. Almost caught it. Anyway, that's the bomb drop. That's another very cool feature. Also the gear, I want to show you that in motion. It is working perfectly every time. The gear doors are sprung loaded, so they will never fail. You'll also notice we've got the interior green both inside the wheel well and inside the flap, different to the olive drab. We've really tried to pay attention to details here. So the next thing to show you, speaking of details, are the split flaps. If I bring them up, or sorry, bring them down, that's getting about a good full 85 degree. Again, nice and scaled. These are plastic flaps, and you've got detailing with the ribbon inside there. And I'll just let those go up. I've slowed them down on my radio. That's great, they look fantastic, and the gear is there as well. And essentially, that is it. It has steerable tail wheel, as you can see. Other than the only thing I want to tell you is just how this assembles out the box. This, of course, being Durafly, move that out of the way, is a no glue model. The tail plane bolts on and the wing bolts on, and it all goes together. The actual assembly is very quick, under an hour. If you want to apply the decals, especially the more complicated one, it will take you probably twice as long just to apply the decals. But it is worth it, especially if you do the American scheme, because in my mind it looks stunning. It flies exceptionally well, especially on the 4S, as I said. Even with the weight, it carries it well, and it looks very good doing so. It is pretty much the best P40 on the market in this size, and I hope that when you see it, you will fully agree, as I'm sure you will. So that's it. The P-40N from Durafly is finally here. It's in all warehouses. Parts will be available too. Please check it out. You will not be disappointed with this one. And I look forward to bringing you new Warbirds this year from Durafly. Stay tuned.